children in danger if we continue in the old order, Governor Masari said. Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State has said that danger looms for northern children if northerners fail to wake up from their slumber. According to Governor Masari, the lifestyle of citizens from the region, coupled with the looming population explosion, is bound to escalate the plight of children in the area if nothing is done urgently. While drawing comparison with their southern counterparts, using two key demographic variables, marriage and birth rate, Masari said about 80% of men in the south stick to one wife, while the same percentage of men in the north marry 2 to 4 wives. Governor Masari made the remark while declaring open to the Katsina Future Summit, organized by a coalition of non-governmental organizations known as Safe Katsina Group, to orchestrate a dependable future for people of the state. Similarly, according to the governor, the average number of children a person from the south is likely to have is 3, while the average in the north is about 9. Consequent upon this, Governor Masari warned that to continue wallowing in the old order may worsen the living standard of people from the north, particularly children, and by implication, the entire nation. To that effect, Masari is calling on his fellow northerners to rise up to seek and apply the required knowledge to tame the menace of the looming population explosion. In 1987, when Katsina was created, the population was about 3.8 million. How many years today? We are talking about 8 million. That land of Katsina that was 500 years ago is still the same land. It has not increased in size but has increased in population. So how do we conquer the situation? Accommodate ourselves, our future children and grandchildren without the requisite educational knowledge. Gentlemen, we need to sit up. The challenge of the future with population explosion and with the character and nature of Hausa man, which is totally different from the culture and traditions of our southern partners. What is the average of a person per child if you go to Lagos and other southern parts? It is an average of 3 to 1. What is the average here in the northwest, northeast and others? A woman gives birth to average of 9 here in the north. What is the average age of marriage? 80% marry one wife in the south, while in the north 80% marry from 2 to 4. Multiply the numbers and see for yourself. If we continue in this way, obviously out of school children and abandoned children are going to be much more, Governor Masari queried. In the same vein, Masari further admonished youths to work very hard against the menace of drugs and other intoxicants, which he said is one of the major factors of fueling banditry in the north. Every one of us, we owe our debt to the society that we come from, to the village, to the community, to the houses, to the families, and even to ourselves. The society belongs to all of us. Leadership is about the wisdom of the old and the energy of the youth blended together. That is what makes a very good, progressive, enterprising, developmental community of society. What is fueling banditry in our community? What is fueling criminality in our community? We must stand up against the evil criminality of drugs. From the experience we have gathered within the last 6 years, we have seen the role of drugs influencing some of these bad behaviors and action to the youth. We must work very hard against the misuse of drugs and other intoxicants, Governor Masari added. The coordinator of Safe Katsina Group in the state, Comrade Hamza Umar Salawa, speaking with journalists at the 2-day summit held at the State Local Government Service Commission's Conference Hall, said the summit was necessitated by the alien challenge the state is currently experiencing, we decided to come up with the summit after a long brainstorming discussion and identification of problem. You know, Katsina is one of the true pillar in Nigeria when it comes to education, hospitality, peace, and security. But unfortunately, for some couple of years now, we are at the back. That's why we say let's all come together and identify the problem, where and how it started. If you ask me, you nailed it, sir. The nation is too much, and that is the major of the problem we have right now. Just imagine a man marrying four wives and one woman is obliged to having nine children. Just imagine that. Ha! This is too much. Oh, what is it now? Shogunlaye ni. Hey, you people want to have all the whole children in one family, just like that. Anyways, there is always a saying the Hausa people used to say, they said that God asked them to come to the world and multiply. When I asked one of them that by having all this number of children, you know how expensive everything is in Nigeria now. How will you cater for all these children? How will you send them to school? How will you feed them properly? And how will you clothe them properly? Do you know what she said to me? She said, God is the giver of children and God will take care of them. Just imagine that kind of orientation. When you have all those children, you're expecting God to come down from heaven and feed them for you, then your name is really, really sorry indeed. Masari, you hit it on the head by saying this. I hope some of them will hear this and listen to what you have just said. I know some people in the comment section will be abusing him that what he's saying is rubbish, while some people will agree with him. Well, most of the people who are going to agree with Masari are only the people from the southern part of the country, because they are the ones who know the value of a child and education. The northern people does not really care. All they care about is just to be having children like pigs and chicken. That's all. Well, someone says, sorry, I think the Northerners are boasting of having the majority. Anyway, they could be useful for election and the Masari occupation is still lucrative. They should continue having babies like pigs. Wow. My advice is go to Niger or Niger Republic and Chad irrespective and bring in Fulanis to increase your population so as to strengthen your political power. From there, your economy will grow. Also, wait for tax money from the south. Don't invest, wait for ready-made money from oil. Well, I am strongly impressed by Governor Masari's speech for the plain truth. Well, people like these are not mainly mostly in the north. The governor must be a prophet with the view he gave to the situation in the north, though north is celebrating population without positive impact, forgetting that indirectly it's poverty despite the number of presidents and head of states from the same north. Apart from other figure, nothing to point at it. If you ask me, Masari, you are right and you have a point in what you just said. Well, you can go to the comment section and share your take on this article. Thanks for listening.